According to a 2025 veterinary nutrition review, over 81% of dog owners are slowly shortening their dog's lifespan every single day without even realizing it, not by abuse, not by neglect, but simply by the way they feed them. And here's the terrifying part. These feeding mistakes show zero symptoms for years until your dog suddenly collapses, refuses food, or worse, dies before you can even react. I've spent months talking to veterinarians, canine nutritionists, and emergency specialists. And mistake #7 on this list almost killed my own dog right in front of me. So let's start with the first deadly mistake. Mistake 1. Feeding only once per day. You probably feed your dog once a day because it's simple, they eat quickly, and everything seems fine. Here's the cold truth. From a large UCLA study tracking over 10,000 dogs, a 1-meal-a-day routine lets stomach acid build for up to 18 hours. It wears away the stomach lining, and it sharply increases the risk of gastric torsion, a twisting of the stomach that can become fatal. UCLA study. The scene is brutal and fast. The stomach bloats, then flips, blood flow is cut off, and a dog that wagged its tail an hour earlier can collapse and go into shock in a matter of hours. You will have almost no warning, and treatment must be immediate. The fix is ridiculously simple and takes less than 10 seconds. Keep the same total daily amount, but split it into 2 meals, morning and evening. Use a measuring cup to portion accurately. For example, 200 grams total becomes 100 grams plus 100 grams. This evens out stomach acid and greatly lowers acute torsion risk, according to long-term feeding studies. Mistake 2. Eyeballing portions. Overfeeding. You probably add an extra scoop because your dog looks at you with those pleading eyes, and it feels like love, so eyeballing portions becomes the default. Most owners mean well, but that extra handful is stealing years. Here is the ugly truth. The Association for Pet Obesity Prevention reports about 59% of American dogs are clinically overweight or obese, and long-term tracking by Cornell University showed dogs fed precise measured portions lived significantly longer than their overfed littermates by years. Association for Pet Obesity Prevention, Cornell study. Picture this. Every extra pound is like your dog wearing a weighted vest, fat squeezing the heart, grinding down joints, and turning every walk into pain. Obesity accelerates heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. And the decline is silent until it is advanced. The fix is blunt and simple. Stop eyeballing and measure. Buy a $6 measuring cup and a cheap kitchen scale. Calculate total daily grams. Split into 2 measured meals. And check weight monthly. Adjust by 10% increments. Measuring takes about 10 seconds per meal, but it buys years. Mistake 3. Leaving food out all day, free feeding. You probably leave the bowl down all day because it feels generous. Your dog can graze whenever they want, and it seems kinder. Most owners think it's harmless. Here's the ugly truth. A University of Copenhagen study of 1,500 dogs found free-feeding dogs had 3 times the rate of diabetes and 40% more pancreatitis than scheduled feeders, and constant access to food disrupts normal metabolic rhythms. University of Copenhagen study, the picture is brutal. A constant buffet keeps insulin high. The body never switches to repair mode, fat stores build quietly, and bacteria grow in warm kibble left out, turning a harmless bowl into a breeding ground for illness. Over months, this turns into diabetes, painful pancreatitis, and silent organ damage. Fix it today. Set 2 scheduled meals. Put the bowl down for 15 minutes, then pick it up. Measure portions with a cup or scale so you keep the same daily total, and add a second water bowl in another room. This simple routine takes minutes per day, but restores metabolic rhythm and protects long-term health. Mistake 4. Inconsistent meal times. You probably feed your dog whenever you remember, a little earlier one day and much later the next, because life is busy and it works. Most owners don't think timing matters. The hard truth is, timing does matter. Irregular meal schedules disrupt your dog's hormonal rhythm and raise stress hormones, which over months lead to digestive problems and metabolic disease. Imagine a body that never knows when to expect fuel. Cortisol spikes like a siren. The gut becomes a stressed, angry system, and subtle inflammation starts eroding joints and organs. That slow-burning damage looks harmless until it isn't. Fix it now. Pick 2 fixed feeding windows and stick to them within a 30-minute margin. For example, 7 a.m. plus or minus 30 minutes and 6:30 p.m. plus or minus 30 minutes. Program an automatic feeder if your schedule varies, and weigh your dog monthly, adjusting portions by 10% as needed. Setting the clocks and measuring takes minutes, but resets metabolism and cuts chronic risk. Do this today, and don't scroll past the next one, because exercising immediately after eating is even more dangerous. It nearly killed my dog. Mistake 5. Exercising immediately after eating. You probably feed your dog and then take them for a walk right after, thinking it helps with digestion or just because it fits your schedule and nothing seems wrong. But here's the dangerous truth. According to a Purdue Veterinary School study, over 30% of gastric torsion, bloat cases, were triggered by exercise immediately after eating, and many dogs still died even with emergency treatment. Purdue study. Picture this clearly. It's like shaking a bottle of soda and opening it instantly. Pressure explodes inside. In a dog's body, the stomach swells with food and gas, then violently flips, cutting off blood flow. A perfectly healthy dog can go from fine to fighting for its life in just a few hours. The fix is extremely simple. Always walk or exercise first, then feed, or if your dog has already eaten, wait a minimum of 30 to 45 minutes before any running, fetching, or heavy play, especially for large or deep-chested breeds. And trust me, mistake number 6 is even worse. It silently destroys your dog's mental health every single day. Mistake 6. Always using a standard food bowl. You probably feed your dog from a standard stainless steel bowl every day because it's clean, simple, and it gets the job done fast. Most owners never question it, but according to research from the Yale Canine Cognition Center, bowl-fed dogs show the same brain activity patterns as clinically depressed humans, with cortisol levels spiking up to 40% higher compared to dogs that have to work or search for food. The result is silent mental decay. Imagine a working animal built to hunt 6 to 8 hours a day, reduced to inhaling food in 30 seconds, staring at walls the rest of the day, slowly slipping into chronic boredom, agitation, destructive behavior, and even sleep disruption. The fix is incredibly simple. Replace at least one daily bowl feeding with a puzzle feeder, snuffle mat, or scatter feeding. Takes under 5 minutes to set up, yet reduces stress behaviors by over 60%, according to enrichment studies. And don't scroll away, because mistake number 7 nearly killed my own dog, and most owners don't even realize it's deadly until it's too late. Mistake 7. Not monitoring eating speed. Fast eating. You might think it's cute. When your dog inhales their entire meal in 30 seconds, you laugh and assume they just love their food, and most owners never see it as a danger. But according to a University of Pennsylvania study, dogs that finish their meals in under 2 minutes have a 5 times higher risk of bloat or gastric torsion, a fatal emergency that kills within hours if untreated. University of Pennsylvania study. Here's what actually happens. Imagine the stomach filling with food and massive air at the same time, swelling like a balloon and then twisting on itself, cutting off blood flow. A perfectly normal dog can collapse in pain in just a few hours, and by then, it's already critical. The fix is extremely simple. Use a slow feeder bowl, or place a large ball in the center of their dish, or scatter their meal across the floor, so they must hunt each piece. Your goal is to slow eating from 30 seconds to at least 4 or 5 minutes. This setup takes less than 60 seconds to prepare, but it can literally save their life. If even one of these feeding mistakes surprised you, tell me in the comments, which one were you guilty of? I read every story, and your experience might help another dog owner too. And if you love your dog and want more life-saving videos like this, make sure to hit subscribe right now so you never miss the next one. For your dog's health, I'll see you in the next video.